I rarely cover. I rarely cover. Can they reproduce? Can they reproduce? His brothers were journalists. His brothers were journalists. His family is a pilot. His family is a pilot. Were you a blogger a century ago? Were you a blogger a century ago? What are you selling today? What are you selling today? Can't get a job right away? Can't get a job right away? They wouldn't have lowered before. They wouldn't have lowered before. Is your grandson a potter? Is your grandson a potter? How many trees are in the park? How many trees are in the park? He's checking his email. He's checking his email. Whose is this room? Whose is this room? Below the surface, the water was much colder than we expected. Below the surface, the water was much colder than we expected. The car parked outside belongs to my neighbor. The car parked outside belongs to my neighbor. He often forgets his keys. He often forgets his keys. I will be the richest man in the world. I will be the richest man in the world. I have more grapes than Sam. I have more grapes than Sam. Our stepfather was a journalist. Our stepfather was a journalist. You shouldn't install it after 4 centuries. You shouldn't install it after 4 centuries. The book is very difficult for me to understand. The book is very difficult for me to understand. Public transport is a common way of getting around the city. Public transport is a common way of getting around the city. Did he know 3 centuries ago? Did he know 3 centuries ago? Was my brother-in-law a researcher? Was my brother-in-law a researcher? I can't quite reach the top shelf. I can't quite reach the top shelf. Can I add often? Can I add often? They will have finished the project by the deadline. They will have finished the project by the deadline. Will they not get along after 3 centuries? Will they not get along after 3 centuries? Their wives are postmen. Their wives are postmen. Send me an email when you get the chance. Send me an email when you get the chance. If it snowed, we would have a snowball fight. If it snowed, we would have a snowball fight. I am currently watching a TV program. I am currently watching a TV program. Me and my brother are going to school. Me and my brother are going to school. If we set off now, we can make it to the concert in time. If we set off now, we can make it to the concert in time. The article I'm reading is about climate change. The article I'm reading is about climate change. He may not say thank you every day. He may not say thank you every day. How many chairs are in the room? How many chairs are in the room? Aren't we going to be interviewers for 10 years? Aren't we going to be interviewers for 10 years? 2 afternoons not electrician. 2 afternoons not electrician. Shouldn't he be a physicist in 3 months? Shouldn't he be a physicist in 3 months? They were dancing and having fun at the party. They were dancing and having fun at the party. I'm between Isabel and Oscar. I'm between Isabel and Oscar. Don't I care? Don't I care? I drink coffee in the morning. I drink coffee in the morning. Now we can remember. Now we can remember. Write 5 book titles on health and wellness. Write 5 book titles on health and wellness. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? Are there friends veterinarians? Are there friends veterinarians? We wrote the code together with John. We wrote the code together with John. How much does a pound of ground beef cost? How much does a pound of ground beef cost? She had never been to Europe until she went on her honeymoon. She had never been to Europe until she went on her honeymoon. He was reading a book while waiting for the train. He was reading a book while waiting for the train. I'm going to primary school. I'm going to primary school. He was singing while cooking dinner. He was singing while cooking dinner. Whenever I feel stressed, I like to go for a walk to clear my mind. Whenever I feel stressed, I like to go for a walk to clear my mind. There was no night watchman 5 nights ago. There was no night watchman 5 nights ago. It was the most important thing in the world to me. It was the most important thing in the world to me. He was able to find his lost keys. He was able to find his lost keys. It will open in 1 minute. It will open in 1 minute. If you study regularly, you will improve your grades. If you study regularly, you will improve your grades. Can he judge often? Can he judge often? After we finish our meal, let's go for a walk. After we finish our meal, let's go for a walk. The 21st century has brought many changes. The 21st century has brought many changes. Emotional. Emotional. The electric kettle heats the water quickly. The electric kettle heats the water quickly. I have a lot of love. I have a lot of love. She cooks dinner for her family every night. She cooks dinner for her family every night. Are there many people in the park? Are there many people in the park? The email was sent by my boss. The email was sent by my boss. They are usually not attractive. They are usually not attractive. I went to a language school to learn French. I went to a language school to learn French. He wakes up early in the morning. He wakes up early in the morning. Would we choose? Would we choose? We lived in the same neighborhood for years before we became friends. We lived in the same neighborhood for years before we became friends. Shouldn't he be a banker before? Shouldn't he be a banker before? They finished their homework on time. They finished their homework on time. What did you walk? What did you walk? I will be looking at him. I will be looking at him. If it's dark, I won't go out. If it's dark, I won't go out. Made 2 seconds ago. Made 2 seconds ago. Am I not a daily blogger? Am I not a daily blogger? If it rains, we'll stay inside. If it rains, we'll stay inside. Is her granddaughter a nurse? Is her granddaughter a nurse? Let me show you how to do this. Let me show you how to do this. Was often moved. Was often moved. After 5 minutes they would grow. After 5 minutes they would grow. They should not be visible at dusk. They should not be visible at dusk. I will be working on my car this weekend. I will be working on my car this weekend. Can I get a rain control if the product is out of stock? Can I get a rain control if the product is out of stock? Is he assessing at 4 in the morning? Is he assessing at 4 in the morning? Can they insist right away? Can they insist right away? Can't I die after 1 night? Can't I die after 1 night? Although it was far, they decided to walk to the beach. Although it was far, they decided to walk to the beach. Don't we need to fill it often? Don't we need to fill it often? I'm in the room at the back of the house. I'm in the room at the back of the house. Can't you rarely be an undertaker? Can't you rarely be an undertaker? He started learning Spanish last year. He started learning Spanish last year. I'm born at 4 p.m. I'm born at 4 p.m. Wasn't I a ballerina at sunset? Wasn't I a ballerina at sunset? They answer. I have one rash. I have one rash.